Study Section 9, Correlation and Association. Introduction. So far in Study 8, you have learned how to measure the direction and strength of the relationship between the explanatory variable and the response variable for the purpose of predicting one from the other. However, in this study, you will learn how to measure the relation or association between two variables without distinction between the two variables and not for the purpose of prediction. Learning outcomes for study section 9. At the end of this study, you should be able to explain the meaning of correlation, explain coefficient of rank correlation. Correlation refers to the relationship or association between two or more variables, while correlation coefficient is a quantity that measures the strength of the linear relationship between two qualitative variables. The measure of relationship between two attributes, qualitative variable, is usually referred to as association. This will be discussed in the next section. Production moment correlation coefficient. Suppose we have n observations on two variables x and y denoted by x1, y1 in bracket, x2, y2 in bracket to xn, yn in bracket. The correlation coefficient R for variables x and y computed from n cases is R is equal to summation xy minus nx bar y bar over summation x squared minus nx bar squared in bracket summation y squared minus ny bar squared in bracket square root is equal to summation x minus x bar in bracket y minus y bar in bracket over summation x minus x bar squared summation y minus y bar square root, where r ranges from -1 to +1. If r is equal to 0, the two variables are uncorrelated. If r is equal to +1, x and y are said to be directly or positively correlated, and the regression line is upward sloping on the scatter plot. If r is equal to -1, x and y are said to be inversely or negatively correlated, and the regression is downward sloping on the scatter plot. If 0 is less than r, less than 0.5, x and y are said to be positively weakly correlated. If 0.5 is less than r, less than 0, x and y are said to be strongly positively correlated. If minus 0.5 is less than r, less than 0, x and y are said to be weakly negatively correlated. If -1 is less than r, less than -0.5, x and y are said to be strongly negatively correlated. Note that r is also referred to as the product moment correlation coefficient. It can be shown from lecture 8 that b is equal to sxy over sx and r is equal to sxy over sx sy. Therefore, r is equal to square root of s squared x over square root of sy squared times b, where b is the regression coefficient. Example 1. Consider example 8.1. Calculate the product moment correlation coefficient for this data. Solution: n is equal to 10, x bar is equal to 10.1, y bar is equal to 17.5. Summation xy minus nx bar y bar is equal to 646.5. Summation x squared minus nx bar squared is equal to 1142.5. Summation y squared minus ny bar squared is equal to 376.9. Therefore, r is equal to 0.985. Alternatively, r is equal to square root of sx squared over square root of sy squared b is equal to 0.985. Coefficient of rank correlation. This is a measure of the strength of relationship between two qualitative variables or attributes. It is also used when the exact measurement of qualitative variables may not be accurate, impossible, or impracticable. To obtain the rank correlation coefficient, the observed values of the variables are replaced by their respective ranks either in ascending or descending order of magnitude. The coefficient of rank correlation is given by R is equal to 1 minus 6 summation d squared over n into bracket n squared minus 1, where d is equal to difference of rank for any pair of variables, minus 1 less than r less than 1, and the interpretation is the same as in product moment correlation coefficient. If there are ties, the average of the ranks are assigned to the units involved. Example 9.3. Two judges were asked to assess 12 beauty contestants in a beauty contest. The 12 contestants were ranked according to their performance as follows. Table 9.1. Is there any agreement in the two judges? Solution. Table 9.2. N is equal to 12. Summation d squared is equal to 86. R is equal to 1 minus 6 summation d squared over n into bracket n squared minus 1 is equal to 0.70. Comment: there is a fairly strong agreement in the opinion of the judges. Example 9.4. A study was conducted to determine the relationship between level of smoking, measured by the number of sticks of cigarettes smoked per day, X, and a testing index of health, Y. The following data were obtained on a random sample of 10 male smokers. Table 9.3. Calculate the sphere rank correlation coefficient and comment on your result. Solution. Table 9.4. Summation d squared is equal to 169.5. Comment: the above result shows that there is a weak negative association between smoking habit and the report health index. Summary for Study Section 9. In Study Section 9, you have learned about 1. The concept of correlation, 2. The distinction between correlations, 3. The association between qualitative variables and attributes, 4. The method of interpretation of coefficient. This is the end of Study Section 9. Thanks for listening.